While everyone wondered who killed Tupac, Snoop blamed the man that was driving the car he got shot in that night.
The most feared figure in all of hip-hop.
You put all of our lives in jeopardy like that, you don't care about Pac.
And confronted him face to face.
Come up to my room, ain't gonna be nobody in there, just me and you. This either the moment you gonna kill me, and we're gonna get some clarity in this air.
But did Snoop Dogg know something was going to happen that night?
The next day, when we turned on the news, all we seen was the yellow tape, and it just was all bad.
Shakur was shot 4 times after leaving the Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas in a car driven by Marion Suge Knight, head of his label, Death Row Records.
So I jumped in my Hummer, and we drove to Vegas. Suge was at home. He was standing up, but he had like a patch up. His hair was wrapped up, and he came and explained to us as far as what had happened.
The feds is apparently investigating Tupac murder. They mentioned Snoop Dogg name and the beef that they had going on. Now keep in mind, Greg K, he been working on this case for years, over 20 years now. They came back 28 years later to get Keefe D. Keefe D, he was the one who kept making books and doing interviews saying what he did to Tupac. Now Keefe D, he one of the notorious gang leaders of the Crips. We know for a fact that Tupac, he talked to Mike Tyson when he went to that game. Next thing you know, Tupac ended up getting hit up. R.I.P. Tupac. I would like to send my condolences to Tupac and his family, because his family is the ones grieving right now. And by this new evidence coming out, it goes to show that the witnesses who was at the scene, the girls who was standing right there calling Tupac's name, they said that Keefe D, he pulled up, he was the one shooting out the window, and there was somebody shooting out the back. Now, keep in mind, regardless of who had the gun, they bogus for doing this to Tupac, because Tupac ain't do nothing but tell Snoop Dogg that he don't want to have no ties in certain stuff that they had going on, because keep in mind, they were signed to the same label. They were signed to Death Row Records. He didn't want to have no parts in Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight getting into it. Now, Snoop Dogg, he blew the beef out of proportion because he was actually trying to protect himself and say that he was gonna hurt Suge Knight or anybody who came back there to that side of the room where he was at on that plane. Now, keep in mind, they was leaving from doing the show. He was already supposed to hop on another flight, but he told them, man, can I bring my security on here with us? Suge Knight said, no, you can't bring nobody on here with us. You have to come by yourself. You can't have nobody sitting back, putting themselves in a situation, and you can't retaliate really, because you're on a plane and you don't have no type of protection or weapons really to actually help you. So that escalated to where Snoop Dogg looked at Tupac some type of way, because Snoop Dogg, he knew that Tupac was still under Suge Knight's wing. And everybody know for a fact, if you a fan of Tupac, man, drop the R.I.P. Tupac down in the comment section, man. They bogus for what they did. And I would like to say, if they end up catching more than one person for what happened to Tupac, that's gonna be crazy, because it took them so long to get Keefe D and to get the correct evidence to be able to convict that man, because he did it. He told them he did it. He told them he passed the gun. He said that Von Zip took half the money for the hit. Now, keep in mind, they said that P. Diddy had something to do with it. He's supposed to gave $1 million or something, but I don't know how true that is. I don't know the details deeply about what P. Diddy supposedly had did, and P. Diddy locked up right now. So I don't know too much about that situation, but I do know that they keep saying now Snoop Dogg, he conspired to do something to Suge Knight. But keep in mind, Suge Knight is a part of Tupac. They came up together like this. Suge Knight used to be MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice, you feel me, mediator. He was in the middle of everything. He the one that went over there and told him to release all that stuff and stop making music. Like, dude, it's sad, man, because it shouldn't have took this long for them to find who actually did this to Tupac. I would like to say they set that man up. They set Tupac up, and they knew that if Tupac would have been in that driver's seat, of that BMW, he would have got up out of this situation, and this one never came to this, to the point where we 28 years later saying R.I.P. Tupac. He wasn't number 20 some years old. Now, regardless of how they look at it, when they do go to trial, they said that they're going to bring every potential witness to the stand that they need. They gonna get the security footage from the MGM, and keep in mind, right there on Koval, Flamingo, y'all already know it's cameras everywhere. Regardless of how they looked at it, they bogus for what they did to Tupac, and Tupac, he got a family too. Tupac, he got people that love him. He didn't want to get did like that, and it's wrong because one beef led to another one. Next thing you know, East Coast versus West Coast. At the end of the day, I want to know who rocking with Tupac. If you a fan of Tupac, drop the RIP Tupacs down in the comment section and hit the like button if you feel that they set him up all in one package because they knew exactly what they did. They thought they was going to get away with it. That was the thing. Whenever you think you're going to get away with something, it always come back on you tenfold. You can't put yourself in these situations thinking that it's going to be an easy escape. Tupac, he made a way for a lot of people, a lot of rappers, a lot of singers. Tupac, he was diverse. He could sing, he could rap, and he was a person who was funny. Tupac, he did what he did. You know, he pissed a lot of people off and made people mad, but according to the evidence, it goes to show that they looking at everybody who was in Tupac's corner to see why did this escalate to this? And this is why they broke down the full story of everything that went down, man. I want y'all to know, Gene Deal been saying for years that P. Diddy had something to do with what happened to Tupac. Nobody believed it. I don't know how true this is of Snoop Dogg conspiring to do something to Tupac all because of the beef with Suge Knight, but I hope this ain't true, Snoop Dogg, man, because I rock with you, Snoop Dogg. At the end of the day, I want everybody to know Snoop Dogg and Tupac, they was hand in hand. They was making music together. They was doing shows together and getting money together. And then next thing you know, somebody came in between all that. Regardless of what happened, Mike Tyson already said he saw everything that went down, and he saw the tension and the F from when everybody was up there in the audience of that fight. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're a fan of Tupac. Let me know if you think that they set Tupac up. Everything that went down inside of that MGM, it could have been avoided. But the dude whispered to Tupac and told him like, hey man, there go the dude right there who took the chain. That's when Tupac went right over there and got right on business. And the Feds said that as soon as they went in the hotel, now keep in mind, hotels always have security and hotels always got some type of footage to the point where they can see a ground view. The camera, it was panning back and forth where it showed every single person that was running through that lobby. Now keep in mind, they knocked people drinks over and everything when they was running, trying to hurry up and get to the dude who actually was the one who took the death row chain. Now, Snoop Dogg, he ended up trying to cover up a little bit because he said that he didn't know Tupac was going out there when they were signed to the same label. So that means he knew that Tupac was about to do shows. He knew Tupac was finna instantly go out there and catch a flight with Suge Knight and everything. He knew a lot that was going on. They said that as soon as the dude, Orlando, he saw Tupac. Once he saw Tupac, that's when he put his hands in his pocket. He act like he wasn't know nothing from the beginning. Keep in mind, they said that Keefe D was outside waiting the whole time, so it was planned. They set up Tupac from the beginning. They bogus for what they did. And I want y'all to hit the like button if you feel that they set up Tupac. The person who was in the lobby, the dude that was at the front desk, the receptionist, he was right there on the side by the little podium booth. He the one that said Tupac, he ran right past him and went up to the dude and hit him first. Now, Tupac, he initiated the fight from the beginning, but it was somebody who instigated the whole thing from the beginning. Some people don't know when to say stuff and when not to say stuff. Tupac could still be here with us right now if they would have never been waiting outside for him to come out. If they would have never sent Orlando Brown up in there so that he can be able to scope out and find Tupac so that he can start something. Just by you being in there, It's starting something, regardless of how he look at it. If you weren't in the vicinity to where Tupac could come up to you and say something to you, confront you, or put his hands on you, it all would have been avoided, and nobody would have sat there and actually passed away or even got jumped on in a situation. They kept saying that Von Zip was supposed to give out the $500, but look what he did. He took all the money. He told Keefe D, go ahead, still go do that so Diddy can think that, you feel me, like everything is all good, everything is all gravy. I want y'all to know, the Feds been investigating this for years. They not gonna stop until they get every single last person. The Snoop Dogg, he trying to hide. He trying to make sure he hide his face from the public when they mentioning these type of sensitive topics, because they already said that Tupac and Snoop Dogg was friends once upon a time. And Tupac, he was outspoken, and Snoop Dogg could have told him, like, man, stop being like that. Stop saying what you saying about Diddy. Stop trying to make it to where you start something between the East Coast and the West Coast. Now, keep in mind, Snoop Dogg, he knew that Tupac and Biggie was friends from the beginning. Keep in mind, Snoop Dogg, he saw after they made that Every Other City We Go, every other video, I see the same. Hey, y'all already know that song. Hey, look, if you was born in the 90s or the 80s, y'all know what I'm talking about. I want everybody to hit the like button if that's one of y'all favorite songs. Now, the Feds, they said that as soon as Snoop Dogg and Tupac got done making that song, Snoop Dogg hopped in his car. Next thing you know, Tupac, he go with the whole crowd. They hop right on the highway. They pull right off. The Feds said that Tupac, he kept saying he don't rock with Biggie no more. Him and Biggie going through something right now. You feel me? They got into a heated conversation. Now, keep in mind, this is when everything first ignited and everything first started going on. Keep in mind, they was cool once upon a time. He said he don't want to be cool with Biggie no more because he got shot up 5 times in that hallway. Tupac said he saw Diddy pull a gun. You feel me? I don't know how true that is, but Diddy, if you pulled a gun on Tupac when you was the one that actually invited him over there, you bogus for what you did. And this is why everybody sitting back looking at it as if you're like, yeah, Diddy, he capable of giving them bread to put on somebody's head. You feel me? He did it plenty of times. Look what happened to all the other people who came before Tupac who got into it with Diddy. Now, everybody knew that Biggie Smalls, he was trying to keep it to where him and Tupac was still tight after the police ran up in their apartment and found them guns. And B.I.G., he ran out and left Tupac in there, and they end up charging Tupac with Biggie guns. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you from the streets, you already know. Hey, look, everybody kept saying that Snoop Dogg, he was bogus for doing that, but everybody already know for a fact you cannot go out there and hang with the person that the other one was into it with. Like, come on now, man. We know for a fact how Diddy and them was getting down, but Diddy, he knew exactly what he was doing. He made them get into it with each other when they could have, like real life, been making hits right now. They could have been making hits right now to this day. And for them to even say that Tupac, he wanted to be on death row and he wanted to be the one making all the good songs and making the money, but everybody else wanted to see him like fall down, get in a whole nother like different situation, like as far as him beefing with Diddy and all that. But then look what it ended up coming to, man. They end up hitting up Tupac after he already got set up in that hallway. They knew that once Biggie started dissing Tupac, something was gonna happen to him. And everybody kept saying Gene Deal was right there the whole time. He knew exactly what was going on. He heard every word that they kept saying when they instantly went out there and said that Diddy, he feel that he finna, you know what I'm saying? He finna get rid of both of them. Once they said that, that's when the Feds, they started investigating Tupac murder. Then they instantly went out there and investigated what happened with B.I.G. They put 2 and 2 together and they said Keefe D, he had something to do with it. He was in both places at the same time. He was in the same vicinity as the same people who just got hit up. I want y'all to know, man, that's sad what they did to Tupac, man. It's sad what they did to Biggie, but we all can really sit back and look at the key facts in this, man, and really understand that they wanted to do what they, you feel me, do what they did, but they ended up putting out the footage showing Tupac at the Mike Tyson fight. If they would have never instantly showed that, we would have never knew that Orlando Brown and the rest of them was standing out there, you feel me, trying to start something with Tupac. Tupac ain't in the wrong. They in the wrong for what they did. They put themselves out there like that. You cannot go out there and think that you're going to get away with every single thing that you do. Suge Knight should have pulled off. He should have never even been around nowhere at all. Like y'all already know. He should have never been around to the point where he, you feel me, wasn't able to protect Tupac like he was supposed to. You got to protect the bag. They knew Tupac was going out there, and Snoop Dogg, if you had something to do with this, man, and if what they saying is true, man, you bogus, man. I want to send my condolences out to Tupac and his family and everybody who grieving and still love Tupac to this day. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're a fan of Tupac.